Our first guest has many talents, but at this time of year we know him as the creator of River Rock. Please welcome Sean Camp. Good stuff. Yeah, we've got a bit of wind.
Little breeze here.
Little breeze here. Every little breeze seems to whisper Sean.
Okay.
Okay, get the mic nice and close.
Yeah. Song, Johnny. Every little breeze.
Okay, first Sean, welcome back on the show. You were on last year.
Thank you.
And okay, let's the obvious. Where and when is River Rock?
Okay, thanks Lauren for the little intro there too. You kind of covered the times. It does start 6 p.m. Gates open at, just to clarify, it's actually Lions Park. It is technically part of Milk Field, but it's the part not that they use for the Summerfest, but it's the part that's north of the pavilion behind the ball field. So going north towards the actual trestle bridge. So that's where the entrance will be for that date. August 10th, 6 till 10 p.m. And then August 11th, we open gates 11:30 a.m. and run right through until 10 p.m. that night.
Wonderful. And for those who don't know, give us a brief history of River Rock.
Well, River Rock is definitely a labor of love, and I think I said that last year as well. It's something that's put a lot of personal energy into with assistance from my girlfriend Erin, who's always stood by and gone through my ups and downs with the stresses of putting this event on out at the property. But we did that for the first 3 years just north of town, and this year we are moving it into St. Mary's. And every year it just expands more and more and gets better and better, and keep adding things on. So it's a really great family event that we have going on here in St. Mary's. Something that's a little different than the status quo that we have every year. We have some really great international performers that come, workshops. We have great local food provided. Kids area, we have it fully licensed with craft brews, so it's a really great event.
Now you moved it into St. Mary's this year.
Yes.
It used to be at your farm. Why'd you move it in?
Well, the whole process was kind of a natural progression with this event. I started out on my property just to more or less get around the red tape that is involved when you're starting an event. Sometimes you start an event, you put it before a municipality, and they laugh in your face and just say, we don't understand, this doesn't make sense, or what about this, what about that? So I started on my property, I ran it for 3 years out there. I've created a successful event that, like I said, grows every year. And now the town has taken a significant amount of interest in that, seeing that, what is possible with this and what my efforts have put forth. So it's just a natural growth process, I think, to bring it into St. Mary's, and then that way too it's also a more concentrated benefit to the community, I believe, in all factors.
You've expanded it to a Friday night as well.
That's right. Yeah.
And why did you do that?
Again, that's bringing back into the benefit to the community. What we're trying to do is not only bring people, of course, the people from St. Mary's, but also it's a great ambassador event. A lot of people come from outside of St. Mary's. We've had people, we do surveys every year. We have people coming from Windsor. We have people coming from Detroit, London, Brampton, Toronto, coming to this event. So having it as a Friday night and slowly making it into a 2-day event, then what will that turn into is it brings more benefit to the community fiscally as well, with rooms and with people dining outside of the actual event itself and shopping outside of the event. And that's the end goal of this.
Now you have a pretty impressive lineup. Tell me about it.
This year, yeah, we have really great lineup. We only have one return from last year. I usually try to bring one back that's been quite popular, but they're coming as a trio this year. It's called My Father's Son. We started off Friday night with a couple local bands. St. Mary's favorite party band, Corey Gordon, of course, opens up the event on Friday night. Then we have probably one of Stratford's favorite party bands, Upside of Maybe, is following right up on their heels. Then we have My Father's Son, and then we finish off with one of the top bluegrass acts. They're just amazing. It's the Slow Can Ramblers out of Toronto. We started up Saturday with the open mic with a lot of local bands. It's hosted by the Olivia Judge Band out of Mitchell. There'll be a lot of great performers in that. Then we start with Rick Taylor and Barry Payne and Taylor. Barry Payne, a lot of people probably know him as Stringbone from Stratford. He did all the Revival House shows. He's a big promoter himself. Rick Taylor is one of the most accomplished blues guitarists in Canada. Then we have another couple acts that are really making an impact on CBC radio, and that Lydia and the Creepy Crawlies, the Lifers. We have Dead Flowers. And again, this is the first year I listened to what people wanted. There was a couple people who said, what about a cover band? I'm like, No, I really like focusing on like new upcoming bands. That's my focus. And then I went to see the Dead Flowers at Hillside Music Festival in Guelph, which is a festival with the same kind of essence as this one on a lot larger level. And they just blew the place away. What they do is they do Rolling Stones from the Sticky Fingers right through the Exile Main Street period. And they have members of the Blue Rodeo. They have members of a lot of big Toronto bands. They're all, it's a super group more or less. And they're just amazing. So you'll want to see them for sure. And then we also have, finishing off, probably the biggest blowout of all, Lemon Bucket Orchestra. If anybody has ever seen Lemon Bucket Orchestra, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen Lemon Bucket Orchestra, please don't miss this. This is like, it's a 12-piece, and they're out of this world. So really amazing act.
But your festival's more than music. Tell me about that side.
Certainly is, yes. Again, we have over 20 artisan vendors on site. We also have really well hand-picked food area. So we have everything from Cully's Hill Farm, Lynn River Farms coming. We have a one from London, Rebel Remedy coming. We have Stonetown Cheese. So again, it's not, I'm not trying to knock the deep fried, French fry kind of situation, but what we try to focus on here is very fresh, very local, 100-mile diet on the food end. We also have a number of workshops this year. We've expanded that. We have everything from daisy headband making to block printing to the library involvement, the museums doing, making harmonicas. I mean, we have a lot of things going on for kids and adults alike. And we've also added a wellness portion this year. So we'll have Reiki practitioners, we have yoga practitioners, we'll have massage therapists on site. So we have a lot of things going on with this.
I might go there and get a bit healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now, you've gone to great lengths to make it environmentally friendly, too. I think you're probably the most environmentally friendly festival in Canada.
Well, I would like to think that. There's a lot out there, and but we definitely make a really good effort to try to do that. One of the examples is this here that I have. This is a mug, and actually this mug's probably from the first year. It's still in great shape. We offer these on site as well. We try to, we do not allow water bottles on site or disposable cups. All of our providers on site, food providers, are asked to only use recyclable and compostable materials, period. And we really try to keep this down. Every year we've kept it to under a bag of garbage for over 500 people that's going to landfill. So that's a pretty good accomplishment, I think, right?
So it's a lot of work. You have a lot of people helping you. Who are some of the key people that are helping you? You mentioned Erin.
Yes, well, I have to, yeah, for sure. Erin's the biggest part of it, for sure. She helps me out with a lot of my media, as she does that for her for her livelihood as well. So she knows what she's doing with that. But also everything from signage and a lot of little things that I need help with. Of course, Mandy Verge designs the poster for me every year. This year she did, along with her boyfriend Matt Brenner. Does a phenomenal job of that.
It's a work of art.
Yeah, and then yeah, when the week comes, of course this year not only do I have a group of hands that come in and help me the week of, but we also have the town of St. Mary's helping with some of the. Every year, a lot of people don't understand. It's not only the planning, it's not only the financing, it's the whole. I mean, I was hammering posts and cutting trees and whippersnipping the lawn and everything the days leading up to the festival, and also then after the festival's done, tearing all that down again. This year, the town of St. Mary's has been helping with fencing and that, so they've been a big supporter.
Okay, so I want to go to the festival. I'm in town. How do I get in? How do I get tickets? How do I get that? And if I'm out of town, what do I have to do?
Okay. In St. Mary's itself, we have 2 locations, one being the Pass It On, and again, I think we should bring that in with the filming being done this week. Pass It On, I think you have to do backdoor access because like Water Street's going to be closed, so Kerry will be happy to help you out with that. Snapping Turtle Coffee Roasters, they'll also be on site of River Rock, but they also are a ticket retailer in town. For those in Stratford, Black Swan Brewing has your tickets. We also online, riverrockfestival.rocks has all the tickets, not only weekend passes, but day passes for Saturday or Friday night if you can't make it for the weekend.
And if you're from out of town, let's say you're coming from Toronto or Hamilton or somewhere out of town, how do I get a ticket to get in? Okay,
as far as that online, riverrockfestival.rocks would be your pre-sale. If you're just coming for the day, there's probably a good chance we'll still have some gate sale tickets for that. But I mean, I'd recommend getting them online just in case, because this will be a big week for ticket sales for sure. So,
Sean, best luck.
Well, thank you.
And thanks for coming in.
Hope to see everybody.
Okay.